Hey everybody, Dan Lullis here, and today I'm going to try to draw some sort of anime. It's not, I don't want to go full anime, but I thought it'd be interesting to do an experiment with uh, bringing in anime features into a realistic style, which I have a fairly realistic style of drawing. And I'm going to see if I can kind of do something that's in between anime and realism. So I'm going to pick a simple round brush here, and I'm going to start with. I think I like using brown. It's kind of nice, a brown sort of rough line. So we're just going to draw a face, a female face, that is. And with any face, I tend to start out with just a nice circle. And when you're drawing a circle like this, just kind of, you're really what you're doing is almost like you're drawing a lump of clay. You know, that's what, think about it that. Try to think three-dimensionally with your drawings. And put a little neck down here. Now I like to put the X here. Eyes about halfway on the head. And now I use it as a target, so to speak. That's where, because your eyes are about halfway on your head. By the way, people think they're always up here. No, they're right in the middle of your head. Okay, so now that I have that, I like to draw eyeballs. It's kind of a weird thing, but I put in eyeballs. And I'm drawing this on a bit of a curve, so I'm not drawing it straight on, guys. So I'm going to have these a little bit here, and then the nose, we're going to start bringing the nose out like that. So now, as you can see, I am going to draw a pretty small nose, more than a normal young lady. Just a simple line like that. Now from down here, this bottom line sort of falls out, and that's kind of, you find the top of the lips. And we're going to do just some nice curvaceous lips here. Let's think about this for a second. The lips, breaking it down. One line like this. One line like that. Now another line underneath it that's sort of a little bit larger. Now you want to curve that and complete that curve. Now bottom line, it can be rounded, it can be a little more squarish, but that's kind of it. That's your lips. Okay, so let's get back to this. I'm doing a big soft brush to begin with because I'm just kind of getting a feel for it, and then I'll sort of go in there and add a little bit sharper lines. But you can see I'm just following those same rules that I just showed you. The nose, just a little nostril. You're seeing the side of it, so you're going to see, you can see a little bit of the nostril on this side, perhaps, from this angle. Perhaps. Okay, going back up to where the eyes are. We're going to start here, and we have an eye, right? An eyeball. Just think about the skin going over that eye. It's going to be fairly large eyes. Because like I say, we're doing a little bit more of an anime on this, a little more than I would normally do. So I'm actually going to make the eyes a little bit bigger, actually. Those balls a little bit bigger. So now the line on the eye, it's basically this and a curve. But you kind of smooth it out a little bit. You twist this end in here. And so that's kind of what I'm drawing. Keep in mind how you want to simplify these shapes completely. The bottom line is a simple curve across. And now you want your eyelid, something like that. And that's just a curve over the top. Okay, so this side, same thing. We're going to go across, start there, do the reverse. Now, when you look at eyes and you study anime eyes and stuff like that, really pay attention to the shape of these eyes and eyelashes. Don't worry about doing individual eyelashes. Always think of them as kind of clumps. Now think too, remember you have a ball here, and you want to think about that skin's, sort of stretching over the ball. Okay, eyebrows, you kind of go up almost straight from the tip of the eye and just add some lines. It's simply a line and a curve. Again, think about that. It's just sort of simple. And then when you perfect the complicated, perfect the simple, then you can add little nuances that you may have picked up in studying eyes, studying eyebrows. It can vary it a little bit. It can curve up. It can curve down a little bit. But in essence, it's a line still. Okay, let's pull back a little bit. We're gonna get this woman's face. We're gonna add some cheekbones. See, you can see it's not, what I'll be doing here is I'll be adding some chin here. It goes beyond the circle. The circle there is just for a target. Cheekbones. And then think of the jaw, boom, 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 like that, just like that. But smoothed out, rounded. You kind of want to round these edges a little bit. Now, I'm not liking the face a little bit here. It's a little too wide. The eye's a little too wide. So I want to bring this in a little bit, perhaps. We'll see. This is just how you start. You're molding it like a piece of clay. See, oh, that's a little too wide, I think. I'm going to bring it in, Bring it in. Use my eraser. You keep molding it. Oh, that's a bit too wide. Now that's a little better, Just keep working it until you feel like it's starting to look right. When it looks right to you, it's right. So there's a lot of loose lines here, a lot of light lines. Because I am drawing at a bit of an angle, I'm going to bring this line in closer, and that's part of the problem with the wideness of the face that I'm experiencing here. See, that helped. It looks less wide, but she's a young woman. Again, the anime tends to be younger looking ladies, so. I'm getting there. I want to think about the chin coming down here and around here, So this is really the bottom of the chin. Now I'm going to make it a little more exotic, I'm going to tilt the eyes up just a bit. Get rid of that construction line. Don't want that. Get rid of some of these. Get rid of those eyeballs a little bit, We don't need them anymore. Okay, now I'm going to do the neck. You don't want it too wide. Don't go out here. Bring it in, be a smaller neck. I'm not drawing a big, tough guy here. I'm drawing a very young, healthy young woman here. Some of these neck muscles popping through here. You can draw the construction and worry about, you can smooth them out later, get rid of them later. Okay, really defining the form now. Now let's put some eyes on the eyeball here. With an eye, you want, when your line is like this, you want to pay attention to your negative space. the eyeball or whatever the pupil should be resting, in a relaxed position when she's not, scared or something. It's right around. It sort of rests on the eyelid or on the eyelash, upper eyelash. And you put a little round shine mark in there. Gives it a little wet look. We're looking for the wet eye of the eyes. I forgot to put the eyelid on this one. Okay, there it goes. Okay, starting to get there. Looks a little funky still, but I'm moving these eyes up a bit. All right, let's pull it back a little bit and see what we got going. I'm going to erase these other things because they're just distracting me. Select them all and push delete. Okay, for the hair, Kit Carter kind of has. I'm drawing the character of Aaron Lopresti's Kit Carter. Maybe I'll do a little bit different hairstyle on her than Kit Carter, but in essence, it is the character. Kit Carter by Aaron Lopresti, which is, I think, available now with his, along with his Wraith of God comic book. I'm gonna give her big, mounds of hair, frankly. But I'm thinking of sections too. Just, I'm gonna light this thing from the back. That's another thing I forgot to mention. I'm gonna try something different with the skin tones. Okay, so now the collarbone, neck muscles, coming down here. And I'm going to really indicate this because I'm going to put her spacesuit on. Okay, let's see. Drawing an ellipse freehand, folks. Not easy. Ellipses and circles, tough to draw freehand. But keep them loose. All these drawing, when you're drawing stuff, keep it loose, keep it light, keep it fun. It's fun to draw loose, rather than to be tightened up everything. Make everything tightened up. Tighten up later, once you've got all the feel of it down. Give her some nice shoulders. Oops, I have a lot more room here than I thought on the picture, which is fine. Okay, I'm not going to worry about too much on the rest of the costume here. Because I'm really most interested in doing an anime type face. All right, I'm going to flip this. Now, this is the secret. You want to know any illustration, do flip it. Oh, yeah. That's really bad. Holy smokes, was I off. See, that's the thing is I've been drawing for years, right, guys? But I blow it. I screw it up. This is way off. I can see it. I couldn't see it before. I knew something was wrong with it, but I couldn't see it until you flip it and look at your drawing in a mirror. You can't see it often. But that eye was way too low and droopy. I thought there was something funny about it, but I didn't know what it was. Okay, that's better. Okay, now I'm going to flip it back. Image and image rotation, flip horizontal. Okay, bingo. Okay, now it looks right. Yeah, something was really wrong with it. See, like I said, you think, oh, been drawn for professionally for 37 years. I know I can just do this in my sleep. Not exactly. I still screwed up. So when you start out drawing, all your first drawings are terrible, and then you get one that does. It's not terrible, and then you may get two out of say maybe 10 that aren't terrible, and then you get three, and then and eventually you get to the point where nothing's really that bad. I still screw things up, but it's not that bad. Okay, so now we're gonna go into some. Actually, I want to get rid of even some of this tone here because I want to go. I'm gonna give her that blonde Kit Carter hair. Oh, I got to give her an ear. Ears are good, right? Okay, here's the line. By the way, in case you're interested in what I'm actually doing on what size. Oh, here's another tip. Okay, nose. When you're finding a nose or the ear, starts about the bottom of the nose, goes up, top of the eyebrow. Generally speaking, a little bit smaller. These girls, for a cute girl like that, the ears are a little bit smaller, a little bit cuter. I'm not going to bother with the ear on this. I just have hair covering it. Going to erase a little more here. Whoops, I'm going to get my... Get rid of this. Just clean it up a little bit. That's the thing is you can always clean up a drawing. So don't worry about making messes. Put that breathing thing in here again. I assume that's what it is. Kind of a breathing, what do you call it? Respirator hole. And she will have a helmet on. Let me think. Now I can do the helmet with a template because I'm working on a Wacom tablet. I hate saying Wacom. I prefer Wacom, but people say it actually says Wacom. Sounds right. It sounds wrong. Okay, so, but I'm going to use on my Wacom tablet. I'm actually going to use a circle template right down here, and because I like it gives it a little more feel than if you draw it with the computer. So I'm tracing it on my tablet. Although I think, let's see, should I? So I'm getting it small to fit my template here. Get a circle. Actually, I might do it on a different layer, then I can position it more easily. Okay, so I'm just going to make myself a nice circle, but it'll have some feel to it. It won't be just so mechanical. I can have a little bit of messiness to it, just a touch. And I'm just going to leave that on a different layer, actually. But now, see, I can use my move tool and hold down the shift key and position it. Get it right. Now she's got a good helmet in the right place. I'm using my arrow keys now to move it around a little bit. Erase the edges of it. Move it a little more over. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I'm just going to lock that layer because I'll probably end up accidentally drawing on it, as I always do. And, okay, let's see this. That's the layer with the drawing on it. Let's see, is there anything else I want to do? I mean, maybe put some make these into shapes. Give me a little more shape. Thinking about how I'm going to light it from behind. So Kate Carter's got a little bit of a bob back here, or a mullet almost like. Doesn't matter. She's attractive. You can do whatever she wants when you. All right, gonna move this breathing hole over a little bit more, just so it's more in line with, because it's over here. It's facing that way a little bit. I would prefer that she be over like that. Okay, just so it's symmetrical with what's going on with the face. Arrow keys a little bit, move it around. Done, son. Okay, I'm gonna lock this layer for now, so I don't accidentally draw on it. And I am gonna get to drawing, and I'm gonna use skin tones that I don't normally use. I'm gonna stay on, see this color wheel here? I'm gonna stay within sort of the grays, a little more grayish than I normally do with skin tones that I do, because she's in shadow. Now you'll see how this comes alive, because there's a reason I'm doing this, to get a nice effect here. All right, I'm going to get a, for this I want a nice cool, and I'm going to use almost like a purpley color. But that's for the shadow. For the highlight, just kind of pick a nice warm color, like a green or yellow, something like that. Pretty light. But now for the light, I'm gonna have light coming through, the sunlight shining through a little bit here on the bottom. Something like that. Kind of nice. And I'll probably put a little bit of a like orange. I'm going to do a highlight on her face. Okay, so now we're going to move this a little bit more into the pink end for some blush. It's still too light, or still too dark. Maybe a little more, just a little more. There. Yeah, I had to push the color just a little bit more. I'm trying to keep it pretty gray, though. A little bit of shadow on the chin or the jaw. Round this out a little bit. So I want this, a little bit of yellow reflection here. Maybe. Gray is really, now the eyes, you don't want them white. You want a little bit of gray. Again, she's in shadow. But here's the thing is I'm going to go with a hot pink for the lips. Something like that, a nice rose. And you can see how all of a sudden it comes alive. See that? Pow. And now I'm going to go with a nice green, and we're going to do like I said, I don't really worry about the body too much. but I want it to match. This is, just I'm doing something that's kind of nicely colored. Let's see, how am I doing? Just fade this out. And I'm going to do this same color in the eyes. Okay, now we're talking. Now we's talking. Okay, so with the ear, I'm going to get rather red, like the light's shining through a little bit. The light shines through your skin. Now this looks pretty good. I like the color the composition. So I'm going to now go over, and as a matter of fact, I might just combine these two layers now. Let's see. Merge layers. Okay, from the drop-down menu. And I'm going to start working directly on it now. So this will start to look more realistic then. Soften up those edges. We're actually going to go in here with some black on the eye pupil. Okay, the lips. I want to take out a lot of this line work. Let the lips almost live on their own here. I'm going to grab a little bit of white. Okay, that's better. And take out some of the line work on the eyes. Gives it a little more realism. Okay, moving in a bit. Soften this a little bit more. Definitely soften this one. I might try to, now the line's there. It did its purpose. I can actually kind of take it out a little bit. I'll put a little bit of shadow here on her face, but not much. I could put just a tad highlight on her nose, just to give it just a little something. You can see it start to develop, though. Don't want too much eyelids because, well, the eyelids actually add a little more maturity and age. So I'm trying to make her look too old, but I don't want to look too young either. A little bit of skin under the eye there. So I'm trying to kind of eliminate dark, much in the way of shadows. with women, you want to, keep it nice and soft and beautiful. You don't want any harsh shadows, generally speaking. Even if, this is a good tip for live streamers. Men, you want to use one key light. Make yourself look sharp, like I have on me now. I got one light hitting me, and some colors in the background. That's good for men. With women, you don't really want to see the shadows on the face. You want to see with men. You want to bring out the rugged side of you. And with women, everything kind of soft. It reminds me of a show, documentary. Now I don't know if anyone saw it. I just think of that, gentle and soft. It's such a stupid thing. It's so funny. Okay, how's Weez doing? Let's take a look. Pull it back a little bit. I want to make sure, again, I don't want to see any harsh lines. I want to try to get all this construction out of here. Not that bad. Not that bad. Not too shabby. Okay, let's kind of soften these edges here. This is going to add some realism right here. You can see her kind of come alive a little bit as I get rid of the construction lines. She'll start to look more realistic. By the way, when I'm drawing is I have my hand on the Option key in my Mac, and what it does, it turns this into an eyedropper, and I take a sample, like, okay, and I can just sample color, and then I can color you with that color, take a sample. So it's a very quick way of painting. Probably should have told you that earlier. On these great tutorials that you get, hey, they're free tutorials. What do you expect? You got your money's worth. Nothing. Okay, let's see. See how this is coming along here? It's like, actually, I should probably make her hair. Well, you know what? I can make her hair a little bit darker on the eyebrows, because I think, she could have, I think you can kind of have sort of dark eyebrows with blonde hair. Okay, now I'm going to just get in here and drop out these construction lines, leaving them a little bit there, but not all the way there. Let them shine through a bit. All this stuff, let me put some, take out some of this hard edge. I want this to be really kind of a flaming color in here. Let's see. All right, gonna bring up a little bit of up here. Kind of lighten it from the bottom, I think. Get my brush again here. color here. Okay, I think that's good. Gee, it's coming along. Looking pretty good. I really want to get rid of that edge here. I want that to be just the color to pop off. Get a really pretty pure color. Okay, more on the hair. Can almost drop this out. So there's almost no line there. I want a little more flame on that light shining through. A little more flaming color. Okay, what's it looking like? What do I need? Do I need a little more brown to define the form a little bit? Shape this out a little bit? Perhaps. So you need some darks. You need something to pop it out, to stand back from. I want to soften this edge here. This one too. Let me get a little more, almost pink in here. Keeping it gray though. I'm going to put a little bit of shadow on the eyes. Like a little bit of shadow here, kind of just. I did it on this side actually already, sort of. Just so that you don't see that harsh white of the eye. You see how I have gray on the eye? It is not a white. Okay, she's starting to look purty, right? Pretty good. Cute, super cute. Super cute. So I got some chunks. That's good. Chunks of hair. Want some body to there. Like a TV commercial. I want body. Body and hold. Okay, I'm going to take out the some of this. Add a little more white to it. See, now she's going to look more ethereal, or what's the word? Something angelic. Is that the right word? I don't know. Taking a lot of this construction out, but I'm still going to use it a little bit too. But I want to vary, this color is going to be really make things soft, All these construction lines are simply that, construction lines, not finished lines. Erasing a little bit in here. Okay, this circle, what am I going to do? How to make a template out of that? I think I'm going to go behind her. Oh wait, let me just get a select tool. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Something like that. Because down here, I'm going to fill it with a color. Edit. Fill it with a solid color. Wait a minute. Oops, I got to put on a different layer. Yeah, that would be good. You put it behind her, perhaps, and position it. Wow, I made that pretty close, the same size. What do you know? Okay, now I'm going to use a layer mask on this baby. And I'm going to take out a lot of it here. So it looks like, just kind of a soft. Now this helmet head, I can really just reduce the opacity of that. And see, that looks kind of cool. I dig it. I'm going to go back and work on her body part here. Her suit. It's kind of not getting very dark here. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to use this blue. I think I'm going to just use a darker version of this blue. And just trying to soften everything up. Darken it up a bit. But, I'm not doing a real finished illustration here. It's going to be loose. That's okay, though. Nobody really wants to see me draw a tack, which is boring. To draw, anyways. It's cool looking, though. So I'm just freehanding it. Clean up the line a little bit. That's nice. Clean it up on this side a little bit too. That'd be nice. how's it going? I want this hair to kind of drop out. I don't want any of these harsh lines at all. Why am I not going to wait there? Okay. I'll really soften that because you're looking behind the glass, so it should be pretty soft. Add a little more white up here. Just kind of lighten this stuff up quite a bit. By the way, look at my tutorial on how to do paint metallic surfaces and stuff like that. It's kind of nice thing to have on your skill set, knowing about how to create different shines and effects. So she actually has an arm patch. I'm not going to put that on. So Kit Carter's actually got a little more bluish tone to her look, but I'm purposely using this aqua blue to give it a little more sort of beauty to match the beauty of her, blondness, whatever. Get a little more brown here. I can almost use I could almost use a pink or purple like that, as long as it's darker, and maybe just get in here, use that for defining the form a little bit, rather than the brown. No, actually, I like the brown better. Okay, how are we looking here? I'd like to punch the color up in her eyes a bit, I think. Getting real close to being done, though. All right, let me flip this baby and see what it's looking like. Edit, image rotation, flip horizontal. Okay, I'm seeing right away a few issues. I think that I don't really care for this. I think I need to define the form just a touch more here. This is getting dirty on the nose here. Don't love the eye a little bit. I think I gotta fix the eye a little bit. Close it just a bit. So these eyes are bigger than normal, obviously. Nostril can be actually quite a bit, like almost like I could take it out. The shadows, like I say, be very careful of any shadows. When you the closer you put the eyeball to the top of the eyelid, the more smoky eyed. It look more youthful and excited when you pull it down just a touch like that. Give it a little more youth, a little more life. So subtleties are important at this point. All right, I think I'm actually going to try it. I put the shine there. I think I'm going to try to put it more on her pupil. See how that works. Yeah, that gives it a little more wet look, doesn't it? Okay, I'm not loving the eyes. They look a little funky, a little weird, but got to get them up a little bit better. Yeah, make the pupil a little bit bigger. Yeah, that might be a good thing. Okay, but she's looking pretty good. I gotta say, it's not too bad. I think I've kind of got there. Maybe I went a little too light on the eyes. Just knock down that color just a tad. See how subtle that is? Oh man, you just a touch and it changes it. Let me zoom in a little more on this lips color. I think I want to be a little more rose. Make the highlight kind of more of a rose pink. How's that rather than a white? How does that do? Does that help it? Okay. Okay, the arm, the shoulder looks all funky. Looks a little bit too pointed. Sometimes you'll unconsciously do this, trying to fit it in the page, and you'll actually, bend it and shape it in a way you don't want to do. And that's why it's important to flip the page, because you can see these things that you wouldn't normally see. I can make this metallic part look a little bit shinier just by a harsh edge. If I want to. Okay, I'm getting there. I think I'm kind of feeling done-ish. Maybe a little bit too much on the eyes, like this darker part. I'm seeing that too much. That's okay, but so I want to try to soften it. Take out a little bit of that. It's okay to have an edge to your eyeball a little bit, but you want to be very careful that you don't get too harsh. If you go too harsh, it's bad, not good. Now I'm closer. I can just kind of work on the eye shape a little more with my knowledge of what the shape of eyes look like. Okay, how's that looking? I think it's pretty good. I want to center it, by the way. It's bugging me that it's not centered. Okay, moving over. Arrows. Okay, Kit Carter anime style. I like it. I feel like I could probably make the nose a bit smaller. It's okay though. Okay, I'm going to flip it back. Image, pull down menu image. This is in Photoshop, by the way. I'm working in Photoshop. In case I didn't mention that, flip horizontal, and it's back the way it was. Okay, I'm going to look at the just a little more on the. Just try to define this, perhaps a little more on her cheeky bones. Take this out a little bit more. I don't want any harsh shadows at all. Well, not bad. Not that bad. Not too shabby. Not terrible. Not totally great, but pretty good. A good, solid try. The old college try. Soften up these edges. I'm going to soften this too, just for the final look. Take off some of this. Let's see, what about this? Maybe I'll change the color on this particular one. So Command U brings up a hue and saturation. Let's see what happens if I move it different directions. Don't like the purple that much. The green is not good. Oh, maybe I was fine where I was. This is where I was. Maybe I'll pull a little bit to the cooler side. And take this out even more on the layer mask. And maybe I'll add a final touch or something. Let's see if this works. highlight right here. So it looks like a little bit of a sunburst behind her, shining off there. Okay, I'm satisfied. I mean, it's not perfect. It could probably use a little more. I mean, she really should be. All these areas should be smoothed out somewhat, but not too much. Not too much, but smooth out a little bit. I don't want the shadows to be that harsh. All right, what do you think, guys and gals? Think it's working? Think it's done? She looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm gonna stop. I think I got it. You can doodle this stuff to death, man. It's like, oh gosh, okay, that shape's a little weird, and that's not quite fitting there, but eventually you just got to stop and walk away. It's loose, it's not necessarily super tight, and good. I want it to be that way. Okay, leave your comments in the comment section if you don't mind, and let me know what you think. If is this working for you, or is it you learn anything from it? I hope so. But actually, take a look at this final piece, though. It's kind of like, think about the shadows on it, or what's dark on it. Not much. The thing that's darkest is the eyelashes, right? This is a very light, feminine kind of, face, and the main thing is the black of the eyelashes. That's what draws you in. So I think she's cute, kind of fun. Kit Carter. Hey, go check out Aaron Lepresti's Wraith of God on Indiegogo. I think that you might be able to get a Kit Carter book there. He has some fun comics there. Wraith of God is a great comic book, the independent comic book. So check that out. Thank you for checking in, and let me know what other interesting things you guys are interested in me working on, and I can do that. And and check out all the rest of the tutorials I have here. I got so many good ones. They're how to draw the female figure. That's made easy. I've got one on perspective, a really good, comprehensive, probably one of the best videos you can find on perspective out there. Really, it's simple, it's short, it's only 15 minutes, and you'll learn everything you need to know about perspective. And then I've got, how to draw faces, how to draw horses, how to draw hands, all kinds of fun stuff. So check it out and enjoy, and let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time. Bye.